Coming up.
Yes, well, we don't want to meet you in a rage then.
How do you say that?
I'm sorry that hurts so much.
I hate to say it.
Oh, no reservation at all, yeah.
You went in quite powerful there.
Very sorry.
No, I never practice.
I'm going to put this on it, I'm going to put this on it, I'm going to put this on it.
When I don't know, though, I make it up.
Fun killing.
Well, yes, okay.
And you're right.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
And now, enjoy the podcast. How do you say that?
How do you say that?
How do you say that?
How do you say that? Hello and welcome to today's episode of How Do You Say That, sponsored by BritishVoiceover.co.uk. It's the show that's dedicated to anyone who's ever had to read a script out loud in front of a microphone. And here, dun, 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 is my co-host, Mark Rice.
Hello.
Hello. Now, today's fun fact about Mark is, and this is an extraordinary fact, I
It's
think.
not really a fun fact, is it?
It's not. It's not very fun. No, he was a smoker for years.
Dirty smoker.
But get out of this booth. But he's been off the fags for nearly 2 decades, and it would have been longer except for an old radio boss of his.
Yeah, do you know what? I was on the radio. It was a Friday afternoon around about 5 o'clock, just before the programme director went home. He popped his head in the door and went, "Your voice sounds different. Whatever you've done, don't do it." And I'd given up smoking 2 weeks before, and my voice had raised about a semitone in that fortnight. So I went back to smoking that weekend, and he came in the next week and went, "Oh, there, you're back to sounding how you were." That's really bad, isn't it?
Well, it actually shows how much difference cigarettes can make, though.
Yeah, that was the 90s.
Nice.
I know. Well, my co-host is Sam Boffin, and her fun fact is that she watches Carry On Camping every summer. I love that film.
Yeah, I love that film too. And the entire family have grown up watching Carry On Camping every summer. The kids grown, but we love it.
Well, of course, we also have a special guest, and this week it's Ted Huggins. Hi, Ted.
Hello, Ted.
Hello, Mark and
Thanks for
Sam.
coming on the show. I have to apologise. I'm a bit croaky today. I've been yelling all weekend, so it feels a bit croaky today. How are you in Scotland today?
Yes, I am good, yes.
So Ted is a very youthful 25-year-old British male voice artist, and he's also an audio designer and a podcast producer. He's been working in the field combining voiceover and audio production for 8 years. So since you were 17,
Wow.
Ted, since you were 17.
Yeah, something like that.
Starting out in recording studios back at university before moving into voiceover.
Well, he's the creator of the sci-fi horror, cosmic horror anthology podcast, Cryopod Tapes. Go listen, it's fantastic.
Very nice.
Providing narration, sound design and production for original sci-fi horror stories from around the world. Ted was recently nominated for the UK Voiceover Newcomer of the Year at the One Voice Awards 2023. Well done, Ted, that is amazing. Do you have a fun fact for us?
Yes, I spent a long time trying to think of something, but I originally wanted to go to the Olympics as an Olympic shooter, basically.
Really?
Because back in my youth, I was actually quite the air rifle expert,
Wow.
competitive shooting, you know. And it got to the point where I even went to international level.
Gosh.
Wow.
But it ended up being too expensive, and I also made the decision to move from England to Scotland as well. So it was just like, you know, the expenses for like the gear and and like the actual air guns, you know, it was like, oof. It also goes well with archery as well, which I'm also fairly good at least last time I checked as well.
Yes, well, we don't want to meet you in a rage then.
Oh, no, absolutely. Sam, we better crack on then. Let's have a look at the first script of the show, shall we, and ask, how do you say that? Play, how do you say that?
So this is a script that I was working on last week.
Okay.
And it was a script that within the hour's session, there were 2-3 other scripts,
Okay.
all quite different. And in fact, I did toy with the idea of bringing 2 of those scripts along so that you could see how I had to change tone and approach, you know, kind of literally on the fly. But I didn't do that. I didn't bother with that.
It looks to me like a TV promo.
It's a TV promo, and they were. It was a TV promo session where they stacked them high. I think I had a few, and it is a TV promo. And in between every line, there's a little bit of up sound.
Oh, there's up sound. Is that? Well, that's the question I was going to ask. Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite fast paced. This one. I haven't given away the channel, or indeed which promo it is
No,
because it hasn't gone out yet, so I'm telling you that.
So we're just going to call the channel That Channel.
On that channel, exactly.
On that channel. Okay, fine.
It doesn't really matter which channel it is.
No. Oh, Ted, this looks an interesting one. Have you done any TV promos?
No, I haven't. I would like to, though.
Okay, well, this is a good rehearsal, good tryout for it. I'm going to go first, and then we'll get Ted to do it, and then Sam will show us the way that she did it originally in the session. All right, so I've done quite a few TV promos, but it was a while ago when I was at British Forces TV, so let me get myself in that mindset, because normally you would be watching the picture as well with the up sound or the picture.
Yes, you would, although actually on this occasion I didn't. I simply worked to... I had it sent to me, but I only worked to the music over Source Connect. So it was just an audio thing. I've
got one more question. She's a glamorous lady detective and she's thrilling. Is it comedy drama or is it like straight drama? What genre is the programme?
Well, I suppose it's light drama in that kind of...
Doc Martin style?
Midsummer Murders type.
Right, okay.
So
that makes sense.
It's fun.
Yes.
Fun killing.
Fun killing. Right, all right. I'll give it a go. She's a little timid. She's quite reserved. And she lacks a certain je ne sais quoi. The glamorous lady detective, who's the opposite of what everyone expects. The thrilling Miss Jones. A new series starts Tuesday the 26th of September on that channel.
Lovely. Lovely.
I was very much putting in mind that there was up sound between each of those lines.
I think you could have probably taken the title and connected it to the tag.
Ah, okay, so not necessarily up sound there.
Yeah, that's
Fair
the
enough.
only thing I would have said back. But otherwise, you had a lovely little excitement in your voice. Yes, very nice.
Did it remind you that you were watching BBC One, Ted, at all?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. BBC
With
One.
some reservation there.
No reservation at all, yeah.
I mean, I love TV promos, and having been in continuity and promos for many years, I definitely look at what's going on between the programmes. I don't know how many people do these days.
Well, funnily enough, that is one of the reasons why the title, the time and the date is said in such a formulaic way.
Yeah.
Because we've always been aware that people are probably playing with the dog or on their phone or doing something different. But the kind of rhythm of that last of the title and the tag always follows the same rhythm.
Yeah.
Because it's then a familiar rhythm for people to take in the bit of information, even if they're making a coffee or just not even watching the screen.
Yes.
They try and pull you in with a nice piece of music and some sexy dialogue.
Ted, it's your go. Let's see how you would do this TV promo.
All right. The TV promo in the style of me. Here we go.
Indeed.
Right.
I just think so too.
All right, here we go. She's a little timid. She's quite reserved. She lacks a certain je ne sais quoi. The glamorous lady detective, who's the opposite of what everyone expects. The thrilling Miss Jones. A new series starts Tuesday, the 26th of September on that channel.
Nice. And you
nice.
threaded the tag there at the end, as Sam had just said a moment ago. You went in quite hard.
Yeah,
I did.
He was.
I probably did, yeah.
Well, and you also uptick lady. I like that.
Yes, you
the
did.
Glamorous
Lady detective. Yeah, very no, I noticed that too. Yeah.
I really liked lady things. Yes, no, very nice. Yeah, you did. You went in quite powerful there.
I did, yeah. But I remember what you said about it being like something of a more of a light-hearted kind of thing as well. So
but also punching through when people are only half listening.
Yeah. See, since this is a promo, you see, that seems to be. I got told this by Everett Oliver, actually, another famous voiceover director. He told me that I figured out that like that is sort of my default is to go big and bold because I do kind of have that kind of voice where it is kind of large and larger than life kind of thing, but I need to tone it down. I just need to learn to tone it down a little bit.
It's a question of not doing everything.
Yes, exactly.
The same way,
however, though, since this is a promo, I felt that I'll let it be that a little bit, because that's honestly what it sounded like to me.
I thought it worked. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think that also if you give a director more, it's easier for them to pull you back. Whereas if you don't give them enough, it's actually quite difficult then to tease out the rest of it. So even if it was bigger than they needed, and sometimes promos can be quite subtle, not necessarily this one, but sometimes promos can be quite subtle, and don't need a big kind of promo voice. But at the same time, they can pull you back from something big as opposed to something small.
It very much reminds me of a general rule of thumb that I picked up from the audio industry, back when I was, recording and mixing and mastering music. Generally, it's much easier to record slightly louder and bring it down than it is to record at a lower volume than needed and needing to bring it up. Because when you're bringing up the volume of something that's too quiet, you generally introduce some unwanted nuances.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how Sam did it, Ted. Let's see. Let's see how the mistress herself went about the thrilling Miss Jones.
All right.
She's a little timid. She's quite reserved. And she lacks a certain je ne sais quoi. The glamorous lady detective who's the opposite of what everyone expects. The thrilling Miss Jones. A new series starts Tuesday the 26th of September on that channel.
I now know why they got you to do it. It's like it's all the one word that poked out of that. I don't know if you spotted it, Ted. Thrilling.
I spotted it. Yeah.
and if the director had said to you, whatever you do, just make sure you hit thrilling, I think absolutely that was 100%.
And because I think it was OTT. I mean, it is an OTT program. It's a very well-known program, but it is kind of flirty and glam and all of those things. And for another drama, you might have wanted something really dark, but in this particular case, they wanted me to absolutely ramp up the woo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah,
and you did.
I could hear that.
So,
I could definitely hear that. And I can see as well that this probably would be another reason why I think that Sam was chosen for this and why it works is because it's a promo about a show about a lady detective. So I suppose having that female voice in it just adds. It only just makes sense style-wise.
I hadn't thought of that, but yes, it does. And you don't want the juxtaposition of a male voice there necessarily.
Yeah.
It's also set in a very particular era, which is why
is it like 1940s?
Upped the posh, slightly earlier than that actually, but I upped the posh, and you could get away with it being a man, a playful man, I think, if they were in the kind of, if they lent into the era specific thing. So
How do you say that? Well, it's worthwhile remembering that these are real scripts that we've been working on, but we've changed the names and some details, like the channel there, to avoid copyright issues.
Okay, so Ted, tell us a bit. Yours is a very different script. Tell us a bit about your script.
Well, my script here is basically one script that will soon be a part of my new commercial demo reel that I am working on to get done for this year. Basically, the description was as in the terms of tone, it was a funny, witty, but loud as well.
Funny, witty, and loud. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? Because
and that doesn't jump off the page, does it?
No, that absolutely doesn't to me. Wow, that's so interesting. I was not going to do this big and loud at all.
Very sorry.
No,
it's absolutely fine.
But it's interesting, isn't it, Ted, that you've literally given us a situation that when you go into a live session and the director says, this is the way I want it, and you've already looked at the script and it's like, oh, that is not what I had thought.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Good reminder not to practice too much.
You never practice, Sam, do you, before you go into sessions?
I never practice because I think, God, I want to be able to adapt, I suppose. And I think if you practice too much, you get into a certain pattern.
Yeah. Yes. And then it's very difficult to get out of again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Interesting. Yep. So are you going to do Ted's script first, Sam? Are you going to have a go with it first?
He's rather thrown me by the big, but yes.
So give us those three words again, Ted. Big, loud, and...
like funny, witty, loud.
Okay. Funny, witty, loud.
Okay.
All right.
I think I'll stick with two of those words.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yes, thank you. If the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that humans need communication. Whether that's with your Aunt Susan, who doesn't stop complaining about her cats, or with your friend Jake, who's broken up with his girlfriend. Again. We all need to talk. And at Cloudbank, we want you to stay connected wherever you are. Get our premium 5G plan with unlimited minutes today. Stay talking with Cloudbank.
I like that, but I think you probably could have gone 100% bigger than that again.
Well, bigger was not what I was doing, you see.
No.
Yeah, you're right. I could have done, but I hate to say it. I've never read those words before in my life. But the point is that, I don't know, I kind of feel if I'd have gone bigger, would it have felt a bit faux?
Faux?
You're talking about good communication and staying connected.
True, but if the director is wanting witty and big, surely they're almost asking for something that's maybe a bit faux.
Okay.
Maybe,
okay.
I don't know.
Very good point. I want to hear you guys convert me to big and faux.
All right. I'm going to have a go first before Ted shows us what he's actually going to
do
with
convert
it.
me, to be fair.
Yeah.
Right. I've kind of thought of a direction with it, so let's see if it works. It might not. Well then. If the pandemic taught us anything, it's that humans need communication. Whether that's with your Aunt Susan, who doesn't stop complaining about her cats, or with your friend Jake, who's broken up with his girlfriend. Again, we all need to talk, and at Cloudbank, we want you to stay connected wherever you are. Get our premium 5G plan with unlimited minutes today. Stay talking with Cloudbank.
Yeah, you see, you went big. Yeah.
You see what I mean?
You went big character.
Yeah.
This is what I don't tend to do often when I get these scripts. And you're right. I hate to say it. You're right.
I'm sorry that hurts so much.
No, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. But it's something that I need to remember, actually, is sometimes I need to bring my character
Because maybe they weren't
game.
asking for you. They were asking for a bigger character than you.
Yeah. Ted, what do you think?
I liked it. Yeah, funny enough, Mark. It's in the similar enough ballpark for what I would do. Although, there are some little bits about it that I will that I plan to do a little bit differently to how you do it. Because honestly, with this script, with it being with the description being funny, witty, and loud, I can just imagine this. I can see that it's written to be somewhat comedic, with the gap between girlfriend and again, especially. The thing as well, Mark, is that this is me as an audio engineer as well. I think about how this would sound. Some people imagine visually, what would appear. I imagine. What would the music be in here? What would fit? And I base it on
But you only know that sometimes. Sometimes you don't know that when you go into a session.
Don't.
That's the
when
thing.
you don't know that. When I don't know, though, I make it up. I purely make it up in my head.
Nice.
And if
that's a bold choice. You make a bold choice, and then you can. Then it can either be the right choice or they'll adapt it.
It's what you were saying before, Sam. Actually, if it's not the right choice, they'll then pull you back from that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Interesting.
Exactly. So I want to hear you do it now.
Yeah, come on, Ted. Let's see the way that you did it then.
Okay, right. Brace yourselves. If the pandemic taught us anything, it's that humans need communication. Whether that's with your Aunt Susan, who doesn't stop complaining about her cats, or with your friend Jake, who's broken up with his girlfriend. Again. We all need to talk. And at Cloudbank, we want you to stay connected wherever you are. Get our premium 5G plan with unlimited minutes today. Stay talking with Cloudbank.
Yeah, you got the wittiness in there. Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, that was big.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was. Absolutely.
Again, yeah.
You did quite a much bigger pause than either Sam or I did between girlfriend and again.
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
You let the again land much harder than we did.
Yes, that's because this going back to what I said before about imagining what would it sound like.
Yep.
In my head is I imagine that there's the music and it's rather funky upbeat music happening, right? Mm-hmm. But then I imagine when it happens with girlfriend.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know, but this is what I imagine.
Okay.
But I imagine with girlfriend, the word girlfriend, it then the music suddenly does a vinyl slow stop, and then
Okay,
it's just
yes.
again, but then it starts up again. Very quick. Very quick, not a big one.
Yes, and that draws the listener in.
Absolutely,
Yeah, absolutely.
And we all need to talk. Obviously, it turns into this is the point of what this commercial is. That's the funny bit. Here's the business bit. I think that's interesting. What I've picked up from that, Ted, is that I get in your brain that you're going, I'm going to put this on it, I'm going to put this on it, I'm going to put this on it. But you're making a lot of assumptions about that script.
I am, yes.
I love it. It's quite a free way of working, actually, Sam.
I mean,
isn't
this
it?
is one of my scripts, granted, yes, but even with another person's script, I will do the exact same thing. It's just natural to me, and it's a way of me working with something, right? And it helps me get into that ocean, essentially, so I'm able to swim,
Do you know what, Ted? It's fascinating because we have had lots and lots of we're at episode 34 now. Lots and lots of people, and learning the way different people work and different people approach scripts has been fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as everybody seems to approach them quite differently. It is really interesting. and I've learned about how I approach scripts as well, which is not always great.
We've all learned how you approach scripts, Sam.
the one way which I approach them, actually. No. Yeah, and it's really interesting. As I take info from lots of different people.
Totally.
It's really interesting.
How do you say that?
We shall move on now to the part of the show that is utterly terrifying, unless you're in a good mood.
It can be enjoyable. It can be sometimes.
It can be enjoyable. Yes. No, it can be. And I love it. It's the wildcard section. So let's see if we can approach these scripts in a completely different way.
Okay, all right, Ted. So what I want you to do, Ted, is pick one of the scripts that we've just done and give Sam a new motivation with it. So you get the choice of what the genre is and which script that Sam gets to do.
All right. Yes. Sam, I pick the script number 2.
Okay. Yes, your script.
And the wild card that I picked is Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Oh my God, I have never watched Lord of the Rings.
You may need to
I have
give
no idea what is
more.
What is
Give a character description.
Skinny, lanky, malnourished, very high raspy voice. Imagine a cat coughing a hairball. That's basically his voice.
Okay.
Knowing Gollum the character, actually, I think that's quite a good description, to be honest.
Right, okay. Well, I will do my best to do those things. Okay.
If the pandemic...
No, that was good. No, that was a good start.
Was it?
Yeah. Yep. I would go down that route if I were you.
If the pandemic taught us anything, it's that humans need communication. Whether that's with your Aunt Susan, who doesn't stop complaining about her cats, or with your friend Jake, who's broken up with his girlfriend. Again, we all need to talk. And at Cloudbank, we want you to stay connected. Wherever you are, get our premium 5G plan with unlimited minutes a day. Stay talking to Cloudbank.
Round of applause for that. I actually thought that was very well done.
I
Considering
have
you
no
did not
idea
have any
what I
clue.
did.
Everybody listening who
I'm
knows...
sure it wasn't Gollum.
No,
That's
but
the
everyone
point.
listening knows the Gollum character will understand where that fits in. And you weren't a million miles away, Sam, at all.
I would agree. Yeah,
pretty.
I thought it would be a good one because one thing, I know people watching would definitely recognize him, but two, I also thought it was such a very wild card. That it kind of it was something new for you guys to work.
Yeah,
with.
totally, absolutely. No, very good. I thought that was nice, Sam, because you really threw yourself into it as well, and you went with the raspy. And I think just when you had that crisis of confidence in the first 3 words. Sometimes that you were thinking that you would change tack, but you were right not to change tack there.
Yes, I suppose in the real world you'd look it up, wouldn't you? But yeah, okay. No, that's cool. That's cool.
Well, Ted, I'm going to suggest one for you to do now.
Okay.
And I am going to get you to do.
Be nice to me.
Well, yes, okay. I am going to get you to. And I don't know if you've ever created this character voice before. I'm going to get you to do your script, so the pandemic script, the Cloudbank script, but as a real nerd, a geeky, nerdy voice, like an archetypal, stereotypical geeky, nerdy voice.
geeky, nerdy voice. Okay, right, I've got it.
Good.
Right, here I go.
If the pandemic taught us anything, it's that humans need communication. Whether that's with your Aunt Susan, who doesn't stop complaining about her cats, or with your friend Jake, who's broken up with his girlfriend. Again. We all need to talk. And at Cloudbank, we want you to stay connected wherever you are. Get our premium 5G plan with unlimited minutes today. Stay talking with Cloudbank.
Lovely. I thought that was
Lovely.
really good. Yes.
Really nice. Really nice. Love the sniffs.
That was quite a rounded character, Sam, I thought.
I agree.
You think
yeah,
so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good. Yeah.
Now that I just when I finished that, I thought, I should have added in the classic. If the pandemic taught us anything, it's that humans need to communicate. It's that kind of lispy thing, you know. I could have added that.
Sometimes you could have done.
Well, no, that's fine, isn't it? You can offer up other things on a different read.
I just thought
that's
that
really
was great.
good, actually.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, I
Well
really
done.
like that.
Good.
I love that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I get to go now. And Sam's going to be...
You do.
Are you going to be
I'm gonna
mean or are
give
you
you
going to be lovely today?
I'm going to be lovely. I'm going to give you script one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
TV promo.
And I want you to be, yes, TV promo. I want you to be a funeral director.
Okay.
All right.
She's a little timid. She's quite reserved. And she lacks a certain je ne sais quoi. The glamorous lady detective, who's the opposite of what everyone expects. The thrilling Miss Jones. A new series starts Tuesday the 26th of September on that channel.
Wow, you went into your lower register.
I
there,
did,
didn't
I
you?
did.
You did.
So almost the opposite of what Ted
Yeah.
did in terms of
Yeah.
I
Very
thought it was
Very
more
nice.
serious, more solemn doing that.
yes, yeah. Your rhythm was very pointed the whole way through.
Yeah,
Yeah,
deliberately,
Very
yeah.
nice.
If I may say as well, this like the rhythm very much reminded me of how like the late great Vincent Price used to.
I'll
deliver
take that every
his
day of the
lines.
week.
I was
Thank
going to
you.
say,
Thank you,
we
Ted.
often say, well, Mark, you're doing your Vincent again, aren't you?
I will. I
Very
don't,
nice.
I don't think I got anywhere near it, but I will take that as a compliment. Thank you so much.
Take that, mate.
Like
I
I said, it was the rhythm that reminded me because
Yeah.
he was very.
Yes.
He was.
yes.
He took his time.
Absolutely.
He took his
Yes.
time with his
Yeah.
lines.
Well, of course, the scripts are in the show notes, so why not have a go for fun in the comfort of your own booth and see if you can bring your own Vincent as well?
Yes. Always go for Vincent. That is a great idea. So please keep sharing your ideas for wildcards or sending them in. We would love to hear from you. Either DM us on Instagram at HDYST podcast, HDYST podcast, I'll say that again, yeah. Or email us at podcast@britishvoiceover.co.uk.
Yes, and now it's question time. So we always ask a question at the end of the show, Ted. And our question this week is, do you have a favourite animated film and why? I'll let you think about it for a moment, Ted. Sam, what's
Okay.
yours?
Well, my favourite animated film is probably Monsters, Inc.
Oh, why?
It could be up, but Monsters, Inc. felt like a really original story, which I really loved. And I loved the sort of improv stuff that the two leads did in it.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal, anyway, is magnificent.
Yes.
I just love him. And I just think what they did with that, and I understand they were actually in the same studio, although that's not why I love the film. I mean, I love the film because it was really original and it had fantastic characters. Almost every single character was a winner. That woman behind reception is just a joy, a joy.
She totally is.
Yeah, so I loved Monsters, Inc. Absolutely adored it.
Ted, what about you?
This is not my absolute favorite, but it is one of my big favorites, and that is a movie called Rango. You heard of that?
Oh, yes.
It's Johnny Depp.
It
as
is, yeah.
plays
Yes, indeed. Yes, Chameleon, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I love that is, as well as the animation being really good, the thing that I love about it is that, to me, it's a great character study, at least in terms of voices, because there's such a rich array of different voices there. It's also very funny as well. And I just think it's one of those, like, unknown gems of animation out there that people don't talk about enough.
You're
honestly.
right. Yeah.
And and like everything about it, I really, really like.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, I've never done an animation like that, and I would really like to. That would be a kind of career pinnacle. I think I'm going to go with Dory, Finding Dory.
Oh, wow. But not Finding Nemo,
No,
Finding
not
Dory.
Finding Nemo, Finding
Wow,
Dory, because I
okay.
think Ellen DeGeneres was just incredible in her voice acting there.
Okay.
But there are so many other associated characters in Finding Dory with lots of really strange voices until you realise who it is, and then you go, that is just perfect casting.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Dory's voice is Ellen DeGeneres. She's not putting on a voice. She's not created a massive character. It is her voice. And I love that. It's quite naturalistic, but the character is beautiful.
Those movies, those Nemo movies are extraordinary,
I love 'em.
actually. Extraordinary in terms of the animation itself. But yeah, you're right. The voice acting is just extraordinary. I mean, when you think about it, actually, the voice acting from those sort of Pixar movies and onwards is something else, really.
Totally.
We've had an absolute golden age of voiceovers in animation.
Certainly have.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Ted, for coming
thank
on
you.
and
thank you.
sharing your... I mean, it's incredible that you've actually only been working in this industry for actually a relatively short amount of time, but you're incredibly passioned about it all.
Yes, I love that. Yes, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yes, I very much appreciate you having me. You know, this is the very first podcast I've been on other than my own.
Well, we'll also be putting both of today's scripts in the show notes so you can have a read for yourself. Have a go. Send it to podcast@britishvoiceover.co.uk if you like. We'd love to hear what you do with them.
Yes, and of course, it is the same email address for all those wildcard suggestions, or just DM us on social media.
Yes, if you enjoy...
Social media.
Social media. If you enjoy listening, we'd love you to write a review on Apple Podcasts as well, if you would.
Yeah, we would. Well, look, that's it for this week. Now, what we do at this bit, Ted, we all say the title of the show. How do you say that together? So I'll give you a nice run in.
Don't worry, it's really obvious when you've got to do it.
Yeah, honestly, I'll give you a lot of clues. So, we'll be back next week with more scripts and another voiceover guest where we'll be asking, here it comes... How do you say that?
Nicely done.
How do you say that?